Serving Amherst and Amherst Township, your hometown television station, Amherst City Cable.
Well, hello, sports fans of Northeast Ohio. This is the Sports Show, and I'm your host, Ty House, along with the big homie,
Alex Squires. What's up, Captain?
I can't keep my voice like that, too.
No, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. It sounded cool for a little bit, though.
What's going on? What you sorry?
Man, it's been a while, man, you know?
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Still doing my thing.
You don't have on your Cavs jersey?
I burn it.
You burned it?
I burn it.
What you going to do next year?
I'll buy a new one.
Oh, man.
Those Cavaliers, man, they're...
Cursed.
They must be. You know, I've never believed in this curse stuff, but it's the only thing that really makes sense anymore.
I mean, well, actually, to be truthful with you, and you spoke on this earlier in the year, it just ran up against a better team.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's an excellent team.
They were out-coached.
Out-talented.
Out-talented?
Out-depth.
That, too.
Out everything.
I mean, but we're gonna leave the depth. We're gonna leave that alone to injuries, because they did suffer a few major injuries.
But that's the issue. That in itself is the issue. That's what depth is. That's what depth is for. So when you have these injuries, you have guys that can come in. Obviously, you're not going to replace Kyrie Irving or Kevin Love, you know, to their full.
But for the first 3 games, they kind of fooled the world.
And that's how that kind of stuff happens, you know? When they're all fired up, you know, it's the finals, blah, 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 blah. You know, they're going crazy. Delly's, you know. I've still never seen Dellavedova make a shot. Not once.
He scored 20-something one game.
Yeah, he did.
I think it was all free throws, though. I ain't for sure. I know after he scored the 20, he needed the IV.
Oh, he did. He was in the hospital all night.
And that was it.
And that was it. He was never the same afterwards. But you know, it's just, it's tough. It really is, because I know we talked about it earlier in the year about the depth of this team, even before Kyrie and Kevin Love got hurt. I remember us talking about the depth of their team, and it has a lot to do with LeBron James, in my opinion, and because we talked about how he brought Miami north. The
cheerleading squad, the pom-pom squad.
We bring those guys in for LeBron James because he wants them there, you know, because they're his buddies or whatever, instead of getting real NBA basketball players that can help and provide us with depth.
I don't think he's through.
LeBron?
I think he's going to bring the big cheerleader up this summer.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
no,
that's number
not,
3 guy.
I don't think so. I mean, I'm all for it. As you know, from the fan part of me, that rarely shows its head. You know, I've never been much of one of these homer types that like to think that my team is the greatest in the world. You know, I'm more realistic, but I would take Dwayne Wade.
I think
absolutely.
it's the same dude that picked the Oregon Ducks, but had the nerve to come in here and be happy that the Buckeyes won.
Of course I was happy, but that speaks straight to my point.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's
okay,
him.
okay.
I'm telling the people that's him.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I apologize.
No, it's fine. You're supposed to be happy when something good happens in your neighborhood.
Exactly. That doesn't mean that I thought that it was going to happen. You know?
Right.
But maybe
at least you weren't one of those fans,
maybe it's just
like I say, that just Kyrie went down game 1. We're going to pull this off in 6.
Oh, yeah.
We're still going to sweep these guys.
We're still going to sweep them.
You know, they have
sweep in 3.
It was game 4, and series was tied 2-2, and we're still going to sweep them.
Yeah, right. It's nonsense. It's we're going to sweep these next 2 games and win it in 6.
Right.
But
and another thing, like I say, I love. I can't just say Cleveland, but it's the whole state of Ohio for their spirit and their loyalty to their teams.
Absolutely.
But it wasn't even maybe 5 hours after Golden State had won the championship here in Cleveland that all the wine and gold just seemed to vanish.
Well, you know, I mean, the season was over. You know,
vanished.
The season was over. You know, you look toward. You know, it's probably a tough pill for a lot of people to swallow. You know, but still, you know, like the season's over. You know, I don't wear my. I guess I do wear Cavs clothes when it's not the season. Yeah, I do. But you know, a lot of people they only put that stuff on for the games and stuff like that. You know, if there aren't any games, they don't wear it.
So, Golden State Warriors won the championship. I got something else I want to talk about before we just kind of just switch subjects completely before we go to a break.
Okay.
Tom Brady.
Oof.
Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Brady. That's how we became the Brady Bunch. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, Tom Brady suspended for 4 games for Deflategate. He's appealing. Say he went and spoke for 10 hours yesterday.
Yeah.
Trying to get it knocked down to 2 games, possibly 0 games.
Like, what could you possibly say in 10 hours, you know? Like,
I think he told them for 10 hours straight, just to drill it in their brain, if y'all suspend me for 4 games, I'm suing everybody in this room. If y'all suspend me for 2 games, I'm still going to sue everybody in this room. If you suspend me for half, I'm still going to sue everybody in this room. For 10 hours, that's what he said.
And what do you? Why do you think he said that?
Because, I mean, he's Tom Brady. He's the face of the NFL.
It's a golden boy.
He just won the Super Bowl. You gonna suspend him for the first 4 games of the season?
Right. Yeah.
No, you're not. You're gonna suspend him for preseason. The first 4 games in preseason.
Yeah. Right.
You will not be suspending that man.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're right. He's the prodigal son of the NFL. You know, he is the golden boy. He is the All-American quarterback. You know, he's exactly what the NFL wants to market. You know, so it's going to be hard for them to get rid of him. But you know, they've taken a hardline stance on a lot of stuff here lately. So it'll be interesting to see.
They have to. Even what I just said, they can't suspend him. They have to. Yeah. Because I mean, if they don't, you set a precedence. Yeah. Because it's so many players that's been suspended for less than, you know, damaging the outcome of a game. You know what I'm saying? Actual game.
Yeah, let alone playoff games.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Let that alone, you know, championship game at that. Right. But, I mean, it's going to be an uproar if he don't. I mean, if they take all the suspensions, if they take the games back and don't suspend him, it's going to be an uproar. Yeah. But if you don't take the suspensions back, it's going to be a lawsuit.
Now, do you think the uproar will come from the public or the NFL players?
NFL players first.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
First. I mean, and I hate to make it a race issue.
That was the next thing I was going to say.
But, I mean, the league is, we going 65, 75% black?
Oh, at least.
And most of the fines and suspensions is, I hate to make it a real world situation, but kind of real worldish. Like, it's not even. It's like,
that was the next thing I was going to say.
Scales of justice are.
If you give Tom Brady and you say it, granted, when you compare, you know what Tom Brady did. You compare it to what Ray Rice did, what Adrian Peterson did. You know, you like to think.
Theirs were off field.
They were off the field. They had no effect
on the game.
The game at all. You know, so it depends on what you think is more important. I think, I mean, as bad as it sounds, what Tom Brady did is more warranted. You know,
interrogate. I mean, for the integrity. What I'm saying that wrong, but you know what I'm trying to say. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. For the integrity, I can't even say the word. I'm not going to even try it anymore. But for that of the game,
the integrity of the game.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, absolutely. And because what they did, they did off the court. Well, they did off the court. Granted, you know, they did some bad stuff, but you know, it was off the field. It had nothing to do with the NFL. Had nothing to do with football.
Nobody said football players were nice.
Right. Exactly. You know, it happened off the field, so it happened in the streets. So the cops have to handle that. That's none of the NFL's business. It shouldn't be. What happens on the field is the NFL's business. What Tom Brady did, allegedly, happened on the field and affected play on the field. So if the NFL is going to go ahead and do something, they have to, because it happened on the field and the other guys didn't. And if they don't, like you said, that was the next thing I was going to say, is that if they drop it and he gets off scot-free, it's because he's Tom Brady. He's this handsome white guy who's never gotten any trouble, so he gets a free pass.
But Brady is saying...
He is handsome, too, I mean...
But Brady is saying, you did this investigation, you came out with your report, and your report said I didn't do nothing.
Right.
So why are you suspending me?
Right, exactly.
If I didn't do nothing...
And that's the other thing.
But Goodell is saying, well, Mr. Brady, I came to you and I asked you if you had anything to say. You told me no.
Yeah.
That's why you're being suspended.
Right.
You weren't helpful in this investigation
At all.
So take your suspension.
What, did he turn over his cell phone? Is it something?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Right, that's right.
He didn't cooperate none.
He really didn't.
Because he was setting up a lawsuit.
Yeah, and he could have one. If the NFL suspends him and they don't have just grounds, then you could and at this point, as far as I know, they don't have just grounds.
You didn't say he did anything wrong.
Right, exactly.
You blamed it on the ball boys.
And he told the ball boys to do it. Whatever. A lot of people tell a lot of people to do a lot of things, and they don't do it.
The catch is it's a little leeway, in how the balls can be. They can't be over 14 ounces, but they can't be under 11 12,
or whatever,
11 and a half, something like that. And that's the catch right there.
Right.
He said, I like my balls a little soft, but he never said, I like them. What you laughing at?
I'm not laughing. That was just
soft balls.
I was thinking about something that happened earlier.
So I mean,
but that's just the thing. If the NFL wants to get rid of this, they need to inflate the balls to a certain standard. To a certain.
Everybody had to play with the same balls.
And they make that distinction. They take the balls, they fill them up to where they feel they're appropriately, filled up, and then they say, "Here are your balls that you play with," know. And if you give me, and you say, "Okay, you like them a little softer," sorry, this is the ball that you're going to play with.
And you can't, even though we have the deflate gate, don't be trying to take Brady's Super Bowl away from him, because he went up against a damn good team in the Seattle Seahawks. And he came out of there with a victory. And so he's a Super Bowl champ.
And granted, Tom Brady is the quarterback of the team, but we all know that football is the ultimate team sport. So, it's not like he was the only guy, Why punish the whole rest of the team, all the other, the other 53 players or whatever, because of Tom Brady?
And then you see what, I'm having a bad words and names today.
It's all right.
Cornerback, New York Jets.
Revis?
You see what Revis said?
What did he say?
Look, Patriots are always into something.
I mean, he's kind of right.
But you were part of that this time, Revis.
Revis?
It's the Patriots way. You were a Patriot, Revis.
If you're not cheating, you're not trying.
Hey, as long as you don't get caught, ain't nothing wrong with bending the rules.
But when you do, you got to face consequences.
There it is. So, Brady.
And I'm not one of these Patriot haters either. A lot of people hate the Patriots. I kind of like the Patriots. I like the way they do things. I like the way players, Bill Belichick, his totalitarian nature, and, a lot of players take pay cuts just to play for the Patriots. I think that's kind of cool. But still, they cheated, and if they did cheat and they're found guilty, they need to pay the consequences.
Well, Brady has, 4 Super Bowl rings?
Yes.
A whole lot of money. He's suspended for 4 games. Got a solution.
Well, listen up, Roger.
The University of Michigan needs a quarterback coach.
All right.
There you go, Tom Brady. Don't retire. Go to Ann Arbor. Hang out with your boy Jim Harbaugh. Get them Buckeyes. Oh, I'm sorry. I was having a... sorry.
Okay, let's take a break.
Got to take a break. This is the sports show. We'll be back.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
All right, you ready for some baseball trivia?
Let's do it.
What year produced the most no-hit games in the big leagues?
7 no-hitters in 1990.
Wow, that's right. Now a question that's not trivial. How many children will witness bullying this year?
Huh.
The answer? 3 out of 4.
75%?
That's
Wow.
right. How many of them will say something?
Kids want to help, but don't know how. Teach them how to stop bullying and be more than a bystander at stopbullying.gov.
Serving Amherst and Amherst Township, your hometown television station, Amherst City Cable.
Welcome back to the sports show, where we're about to talk NBA. We got the NBA draft coming up
tomorrow,
which means there are a lot of trade rumors floating around right now.
This is going to be, from everything that I've read, granted, you know, it's all hearsay, there's going to be a lot of trades tomorrow.
A lot of trades happening tomorrow. I heard the Boston Celtics has like 6 picks.
Do they really? Not in this draft.
2 in the first round and 4 in the second.
Do they really?
Yep.
Well,
the Philadelphia 76ers got like 4 or 5 picks.
What good is 4 second-round picks? What are you going to do with those?
Trade them.
For what?
Something. Help. Boston wasn't too bad last year. They made the playoffs.
Certainly not.
So, I mean, but the biggest rumor right now is the DeMarcus Cousins trade to the Lakers for the number 2 pick.
Yeah.
What would you do with the number 2 pick? Would you draft or would you take a proven commodity?
You know, it's all relative. It depends on, you know, obviously what you need and how you're looking to build your team and whatnot. But I would have a hard time taking Jahlil Okafor. I mean, he's incredibly polished on the offensive end. His footwork is unbelievable for how young he is, but he doesn't impose his will as a rebounder or a rim protector, really. He's kind of goofy and, you know, he kind of loafs around out there, not incredibly athletic. You know, Karl Anthony Towns, he seems like a slam dunk for the number 1 overall pick.
Right.
You know, he is athletic. He's got a nice shooting touch.
And he got a defensive presence.
He has an excellent defensive presence. It's only going to get better as he gets, you know, and he had a little bit of baby fat on him still. You know, he'll get leaner and more athletic, even more than he already is. And you know, he didn't shoot a lot at Kentucky because he wasn't asked to, but he can stretch it out a little bit and shoot it. He really can. And he just does a whole lot of things well. You know, he's probably gonna be a good player. But I really like D'Angelo Russell a whole lot. You know, he's a guy he's been climbing up draft boards all year. He kind of reminds me of a less athletic Evan Turner with a better shooting stroke, which hopefully that isn't what he becomes. But I think
you better hope D'Angelo Russell ain't standing outside that door waiting on you to leave.
I know.
Comparing him to that guy.
He'd slap me up.
Turner.
He'd slap me up for saying that. But no, I think as far as his offensive game, I think he can do it all. He can shoot at a high percentage. He passes the ball and handles the ball really well. He's a good finisher around the rim. You know, he's a guy. He's not incredibly athletic. You know, he doesn't have that explosiveness that we see. You know, like out of a Russell Westbrook or Derrick Rose circa 2010. You know, whenever they were doing what they do. He's not going to give you that, but I think he's going to be a potential all-star. So if I'm the Lakers, especially the way the NBA has changed, you know, we're slowly seeing, you know, the death of the big man. Right. And you know, look at the playoffs. You know, the finals we just watched. You know, Andrew Bogut didn't play pretty much the entire last 3 games, and you know, Timothy Mozgov on the Cleveland Cavaliers, he didn't play.
Who just re-signed with the Cavaliers? By the way?
They picked up his option. He'll be back for $4.95 million. He'll probably look to restructure after this when he becomes a unrestricted free agent next year. He'll probably be looking at like $9 million a year. But anyway, what were we talking about?
The draft in general. The Timberwolves had the first pick. The Lakers had the second pick, and it's right now projected as both big men going 1 and 2.
I mean, if you're the Lakers, you probably still take Jahlil Okafor just because it seems like it makes the most sense, but again, it depends on how you're trying to build your team.
I would definitely make the trade for DeMarcus Cousins.
Absolutely.
Because, like you said, he's a proven all-star commodity.
25 and 13 last year.
You never know what you're going to get from these young boys.
Right.
You know, so many of them have come up and bust. And like you said, Andrew Bogut was the number 1 pick in 2005. And obviously the best player of that draft was Chris Paul.
Right. Yeah.
So, I mean, and outside of Chris Paul, you'd be hard-pressed to find any other all-stars.
Out of that draft?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't remember off the top of my head, but
Yeah, nobody.
yeah, it's really they really
Hakeem Warwick.
couldn't have.
He wasn't an all-star, but he was drafted that year.
Wasn't he? He was drafted high though, top 5 out of Syracuse.
There's
Yeah,
a lot of busts.
Hakeem Warwick. What
But
a name!
every
What
year,
a name drop.
but every year you get players
course.
that don't live up to their hype.
Of
So
course.
I mean, if you got opportunity to give up that number 2 pick, which it may come back to haunt you, but you're invested in it. Like you say, a young man came out after his freshman year.
Yeah.
He's still young, still give you another 10 years in the league.
I mean,
and he's just now starting to really mature. The
right.
first couple of years in it, he was all over the place.
Yeah.
Really didn't. And I think the other thing is the whole George Karl factor.
Yeah.
George Karl is an older coach with older basketball playing ways. And if you look back, Rain Man and Gary Payton took him to the finals. You know, he took Ray Allen and Big Dog to the Eastern Conference 7 games against New Jersey. But then he had Carmelo, and he couldn't seem to win a playoff game.
Right.
It was a younger talent, and he was trying to mesh it with an older style of basketball. And I think it's the same thing, even though he's only had like maybe a half a season
Still.
to deal with DeMarcus Cousins there in Sacramento. I feel like George Karl is like, I don't want to go through this again.
Right.
You know, I done beat cancer, and I'm getting older. I don't have time for this.
Right.
So, you know, give me some guys that want to be here, who's going to commit, and he's not going to get that from DeMarcus Cousins. So I was going to ship him out. Bow, get the number 2 pick.
I certainly don't. I don't blame anyone. You know, it makes sense on so many levels for me because, like you said, George Karl probably doesn't want to mess around with DeMarcus Cousins, especially if DeMarcus Cousins is going to commit. And how can you blame DeMarcus Cousins for not wanting to commit to that franchise? And again, and on another note where you said it could come back and bite the Lakers if they do make the trade, I don't see how it really could because, you know, everyone wants to say how DeMarcus Cousins is a head case, you know, he's a nut job, he can't get along with anyone, you know. I mean,
But he's never been arrested.
Right, that's the thing. You don't hear anything about him. He's never getting in trouble or anything like that.
You just see his passion on the floor.
Exactly.
Which might get him in a little trouble with the referees.
Well, that's fine. You know, you almost encourage that, you know. But, yeah, I think the issue with this whole thing is the Sacramento Kings franchise, not DeMarcus Cousins. I think it's on them, not on him.
I wanted DeMarcus Cousins in Detroit so bad. And Sacramento was the pick before us that year.
You got the next best thing.
We ended up with Greg Monroe.
He's on his way. Andre, he's on his way.
Yeah, but we could have had DeMarcus Cousins.
That kid's going to be a monster. Don't you worry. Greg Monroe, he's an unrestricted free agent now, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't think he's going to be there. We just made a move for
Ersan Ilyasova.
Him.
Yep.
I call him II.
Yeah.
Him.
It's
L-I.
It looks like II, but it's IL. Capital.
Just going to call him Ill.
Ill. Oh, that's cool.
It's
Illy.
Ill.
Illy.
No, just Ill.
Illy.
No, Ill. It's like Ill. We won't even call him Ill. It's Ill.
So... we should do a whole show on the Detroit Pistons once.
So I mean, I figure Greg Monroe is going to end up with the Knicks, free agent.
I hope
That's
not
where he wants to go.
For his sake.
I mean, they rebuilding. And the Knicks are really not that far away, man. I'm not saying next year, but, I mean, a couple of moves, man. I mean, and they have cap space to bring in veteran players.
Okay, well, yeah. Okay, then that's what you mean by not that far away because they could still sign big-name guys, right?
Yeah, they're not that far away.
I thought you were talking like with the nucleus that they have. They're not that far
I don't even know nobody on that team
Exactly.
except for Carmelo Anthony.
Well, they have
but like I said, you bring in a Greg Monroe. You draft a D'Angelo Russell.
What pick do they have?
The 4th.
The 4th pick? Okay. Yeah, they can get a talented guy.
You get or a mundane.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's some point guards in the thing.
You still have Tim Hardaway Jr., who played pretty well for you last year.
Yeah,
you know?
That's the only 2 people that I know is Hardaway and Carmelo.
Oh, what about Langston Galloway?
Who? No, I know who else I know.
Don't they have Landry Fields?
No.
Oh, okay.
They have the dude from Wichita State. I can't even think of his name right now.
Anthony Early.
Him.
Yeah.
Like Barkley say, Clanthony. Clanthony Early.
That's what he calls him.
Clanthony. So
you know that boy Clanthony?
Yeah, it's definitely going down over the next 24 hours. I expect a lot of trades. I expect the Pistons to make some moves. I don't see them holding on to the 8th pick. You know what I'm saying?
That's what they're working with the 8th pick? Okay.
Especially what we was mainly looking for was a power forward to replace Greg Monroe, which we pretty much have walking out the door.
Well, and Ilyasova's a nice player, but he's not a starting caliber, not anymore. I mean...
Oh, he going to start.
Well, he shouldn't, though.
He going to start right alongside Monroe because he stretches the floor.
Yeah, I mean...
He's shooting 43% from that three-point line.
He certainly does do that, but he's just... what about the kid? Have you heard about the kid? I think he's Greek or something.
He is cold-blooded. You talking about the 7-footer?
Yeah.
Yeah, he might be a top 5 pick, though.
That kid...
It's a couple of guys that's coming over from... it's another guy. They're overseas, so I can't pronounce their name.
There's two main guys, the 7-footer, then this other guy you're talking about.
The other guy is Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
He's the overseas Kobe Bryant.
Yeah. Right.
I watched his highlight reel because at first, during the first mock, they had him going to the Pistons. So I'm like, who is this Hedgeover guy?
Right.
Let me check him out.
He's from Bosnia or something like that.
Wow, this guy is serious, man. And but we don't really need the position that he played. We're looking for a small forward. We need a small forward in Detroit.
Well, that's the thing is that in the NBA these days, the positions are so loosely defined. You know, just because you draft a guy as something doesn't mean he can't do other things for you. You know.
We need a 6'7" small forward that plays defense like Justice Winslow.
Yep.
That's
that was the first guy that came to my mind. Yep.
Him or the guy from Arizona.
Stanley Johnson.
Stanley Johnson.
Yeah,
I would prefer Stanley Johnson because he's a little bigger.
He is bigger. He has a better shooting touch as well, yeah.
So either one of those two guys would be great for me at 8 with the Pistons.
Yeah.
And then,
those are good thoughts.
Cleveland was in the NBA Finals this year, so I don't even know if they got a first round. Matter of fact, they don't got a first-round pick. His name is Timothy Mongo.
They have a first-round pick.
Do they?
Yeah, 27.
You sure?
Yes.
Because I think they gave it away.
Those were future picks. That was the Heat pick and the Memphis pick, if I'm not mistaken. But I know we have the 27th pick in this draft.
They might be able to get somebody down here at
well,
27.
A lot of people are speculating, you know, a shooting guard, maybe a shooter.
24.
24? A shooting guard or a backup point guard.
They need something.
I would like the Cavs. I would like to see the Cavs do a combination of that. Take a like a 6'5", combo shooting guard. You know, Terry Rozier from Louisville.
That would be a good pick.
From Shaker Heights. He's been a name that's been thrown around. DeLon Wright from Utah. Those are tall.
I thought you were going to say bring back Delonte West.
Oh, I would love that.
Put some hot sauce on my chicken, baby.
J.R. Smith is.
J.R. Smith will be back next year.
I don't think so.
J.R. Smith and Shumpert will be back next year.
Yeah, we didn't really get a chance to talk about this. We have to go soon, I'm assuming. But Tristan Thompson, man, I think he's got to go.
You better watch yourself.
I know that's taboo to say around here.
You better watch yourself because folks love TT.
I love him too. I love some double T, but I don't love a rebounding specialist for $13 million a year.
You better be careful when you walk out this door.
I know. I luckily nobody's...
You got D'Angelo Russell looking for you.
And double T.
TT looking for you.
Luckily, nobody will see this, so no one will know.
Kevin Love ain't fit a... Y'all hear that? He just called y'all nobody.
Huh? That's right.
We got to go, man, because he is insulting my audience now. I'm fit to be waiting outside for him. Now he got 3 people waiting outside for him. This is the big homie.
Alex Squires.
I'm Ty House. You've been watching The Sports Show. Peace.
Our town, our TV. Amherst City Cable.